How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. It is I, Spark of Imagination, and welcome back to another Disney Speedstorm gameplay YouTube video. Today, I kind of want to cover the topic of something that might be very valuable for many to hear, and maybe not for all of you, but most likely for those who are currently in a position where they are in some sort of state where they are just done with the game in general. And as of recently, there's been a lot of issues going around, and those issues is coming to the point where people are starting to leave Disney Speedstorm, which it is not a really good sign. However, there are reasons why stuff like that is currently happening at the moment. Now, why are people leaving Disney Speedstorm? Well, that is a very good question, and I think it is a very obvious answer as to why people are beginning to leave Disney Speedstorm permanently. Now, I see Disney Speedstorm being a really fun game to play in some way, shape, or form. I've been playing Disney Speedstorm since the last week of Season 1, which was, of course, Monsters, Inc. But this season has been pretty interesting in some way, shape, or form. We are currently sitting around in the Pirates of the Caribbean season, and probably by the time that this video releases, I could foremost say that this season hasn't really been that enjoyable. It's been very harsh. It's been rough. And there's just some things wrong with this season, and I'm starting to see why people are starting to leave Disney Speedstorm, because there's a lot of characters that you need to complete chapters with and certain objectives with, or compete in these limited events. There's nothing you can do, because apparently these racers are all behind pay to win walls. I don't exactly remember the specific word for it, but I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm trying to get to. Now, as you all know, recently Maleficent has been added to Disney Speedstorm, which I personally think was a amazing character to be introduced to during the Pirates of the Caribbean season, because most likely we will be getting Nightmare Before Christmas season for the next season after this one is over. Now, there's just a lot of problems with Disney Speedstorm in general, and one of the major problems that's causing players from around the globe to quit is, of course, as I will say again, the pay to win. The whole entire pay to win ideal has been getting absolutely out of hand, especially for our upcoming mid-season racers. When racers like Inui was released into Disney Speedstorm, she was a complete paywall character. That means that there was no way you were actually able to unlock her unless you spent money out of your own account, and just in hopes that you get the racer into your roster. Because if you don't have this racer to your roster and there's a certain chapter that you're going to need to complete with this racer, then you are technically screwed, especially if you don't have the racer and you lost all that time to get that character back. And it generally sucks. I feel bad for a good portion of these mid-season racers, and I think in general this entire mid-season ordeal crap needs to be controlled, or it needs to be stopped. Because I'm just telling many of you guys right now, what is happening around Disney Speedstorm is absolutely unacceptable. I am not enjoying Disney Speedstorm, not as much as I once used to, because now it's just come to the point where Disney Speedstorm is just becoming so agony, so desperate for money, because in Gameloft's words, whoever is behind the team for Disney Speedstorm, their solution will all be solved just by allowing players to spend money. Now, if we take out a specific game, such as, let's say Dreamlight Valley. What is Dreamlight Valley? Well, Dreamlight Valley is, of course, another Disney game. But what could it specifically be? Well, obviously, for one, Disney's Dreamlight Valley is not a pay-to-win game. Actually, as a matter of fact, Disney Speedstorm is that kind of game. Disney Dreamlight Valley is a game where you have to pay to play the game. And of course, you have to pay money to, get the exclusive, the time. I keep forgetting the name of it, but it has to do something with time. But you have to spend money to get the game. And if you just want to spend a little extra just to, buy the extra pack, Rift in Time, that's what it was called, then okay. But it doesn't seem like a force to actually have you spend money. Because, like I will say, Disney Dreamlight Valley, you just pay for the game, and then you can just play it from there. The only time you'll ever be able to be spending money is if, let's say, for example, you run low on supplies that you want to use for maybe like for cosmetics for your world, like houses and buildings, or maybe to give these characters some amazing clothing items. Then okay, I mean, that's if you just run out of something called like let's say moonstones. I keep forgetting the name, but I don't think that's what it's called. But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because I mean, I haven't played Dreamlight Valley in ages, but that's only because I've been focusing on Disney Speedstorm, which, I'll get to that here a little later about my future plan. Now, I generally don't really appreciate much of, how Disney Speedstorm is being handled. Like, I really, really don't. I think Disney Speedstorm needs to really step up their game and trying to actually handle this game and stop allowing it to be controlled by a base where it's just, oh, let's just have someone pay so much money out of their own pocket in hopes that maybe they'll support us more, which they won't. They won't pay us. Well, okay, let me rephrase. They are just allowing more problems to be summed up because they think that us paying money is actually going to help them. But in reality, what Gameloft is doing in regards to, Disney Speedstorm is they're ignoring feedback. They are really ignoring us. I mean, sure, they gave Maleficent, the ability to allow us to gain 10 shards for her, but there's a problem with that. If you remember the limited events that were posted here a few days ago from the time of this recording, you might recall that there are some very, very unappreciated things in regarding to having a racer at a certain level. Where in one of them, you have to have a level 45 Hector Barbossa, a level 45 Steamboat Pete, and a level 45 Ursula. How ridiculous is that just to get Maleficent shards? I mean, Gameloft needs to understand that not all players in this base, not all players are going to have a certain amount of racers at a certain level. Or let's say also like these characters are not unlocked for these racers because they weren't around during that time to at least have the chance to unlock them. And now you think the only way for them to unlock them is if they spend at least hundreds of dollars on a unlock pack. And if they want to like star them up, then they would have to start spending more money out of their pocket because, they need this character to do something for them and to unlock a character that's apparently behind a paywall, which is absolutely unnecessary. Why should Gameloft a multi-million-dollar company who's been working with Disney for at least almost an entire decade. Why should they be forcing us to pay money just to do these certain things? Why should we as players have to be pushed against our own will to spend money on this game? I mean, sure, it's not necessarily our choice. We don't have to spend money on the game. I mean, sure. I mean, I sometimes spend money on the game. I mean, I feel super stupid for spending at least $50+ just on Maleficent. Like, seriously, I feel like an idiot because I could have used that money for at least something else. Like, hey, I could just use $50 to buy myself a new game on a PlayStation 5. I could use this money to buy myself a new game on a Nintendo Switch, even though their games sometimes range to at least 30 and higher. Like, I could have at least used my money for something else instead of just spending it all on, you know, Disney Speedstorm. Or better yet, I could have just started using my money and putting it all into savings in hopes that I could use that money for something useful. Getting myself a car, getting myself a house, paying bills. Because, you know, that's just all part of, you know, being an adult. And, you know, it's gotten to the point where it's just getting ridiculous. It's getting out of control, and Gameloft is not giving a single damn one bit. And that's the sad part. If Gameloft, the current team and development team that's currently behind, you know, Disney Speedstorm, and they're controlling it like this, it is honestly not good. I mean, I sincerely am not appreciating this one bit, and it's just getting ridiculous. I don't know how else to expect Gameloft to actually listen to its players, you know? It's gotten ridiculous now. And, you know, generally I hate it. I hate that this is what Gameloft has to do in order to, quote-unquote, keep their players playing. Like, I just kind of lost it, you know? And heck, even one of my good friends who, you know, who played Disney Speedstorm a lot, well, he made an announcement today that he is quitting Disney Speedstorm forever because how he's seeing Disney Speedstorm is just a bunch of monsters who are just going out of their way to just do this and that, and in hopes that maybe Gameloft will just stop continuing with this pay-to-win crap, and just maybe at some point, maybe, like, I don't know, just call it end of the day, and in hopes that maybe players will continue playing. But they're not listening. That's the problem. They are not listening. If they're not going to listen, then stop running the game and focus on something else, and stop forcing your players to stop forcing your players to pay for characters. Stop, you know, thinking that, oh, paying to win, like paying for these characters is definitely going to help us. It's not. Because what it's actually doing is it's actually pissing people off, like me. It's pissing people off, such as, like, maybe Skyliner. It's pissing off so many people. And, you know, I don't know what else to expect at this point, you know? I think it's just gotten ridiculous. And I'm generally just so sick and tired of Gameloft. I'm sick and tired of the crap that they're pulling. I'm sick and tired of all of it. I think that Gameloft just needs to actually see the bigger picture and see what's actually going on behind the screen. Because if they're not doing that, then they're just slowly, and, well, not slowly anymore, they're fastly destroying this game. And I know by a fact that they just don't care. They don't care for their players. They don't care about you. They don't care about your feedback. Because if they did, then they would stop pushing the pay-to-win crap on these racers, on these mid-season racers. They would stop it all. But they're not doing that. Because they think that their only solution to actually stopping this pay-to-win crap is to hope that maybe these players are going to continue to spend money so that they can gain more profit, even though I already know they gain a lot of profit from other games that they have produced in the past. and in the current future. They've gained a lot of money. That's why I've said that, this entire company in general, Gameloft itself, is a very, very big company with a lot of money that they have gained from, developing these games. And I know that I sound like a big baby over this. I understand that the fact that, as someone as I am feeling the frustration and I'm feeling the sorrow of all these free-to-play players who are now losing their chance to actually play the game properly like how it's supposed to be, instead of just forcing them to, to pay for a character. It's gotten ridiculous now. And I just don't know how long this will continue for. I mean, I really don't. I don't know how long this is going to go for. I don't know if this is going to be forever. I don't know if it's just going to be, another day and, it's just, we're all just going to forget about this. Who knows? I mean, I really don't know. And I hope that, in the future, because, I don't like to push negative things, but it just comes to a point where you just get super duper frustrated with Gameloft that you just have to just slam it on them, because they're just not listening. And as much as you hate to say it, it's actually true. They're just not listening. They don't care for the players, they don't care for their fan base, they don't care for any of it at all. They've just gotten sick and tired of your voices, and they just said, okay, well, we're going to continue the pay to win in hopes that maybe they'll continue playing. But that's not how it's going to work. So now, I know I've been ranting for about a good enough 17 minutes, and I think now it's time to share a more valuable thing. Now look, I've been playing Disney Speedstorm for a very, very long time. And I've just gotten to the point where I've just gotten sick and tired of just everything that's been happening. I've been sick and tired of Gameloft shoving players to the wall as if they're just people that are just filled with money and they're ignoring everything. I've had a lot of thoughts. I've had a lot of choices. I've had a lot of decisions to make. And, as much as I love Disney Speedstorm at heart, because, not only is my favorite Disney character of all time in here, but it's because I get to enjoy the moments I get to spend with every other person that I meet on the platform. Whether you hate me for ramming you up against the wall, or ramming you into an obstacle, or just stealing your position because, it's just me going too aggressive on you, which I'm sorry for. But I've just gotten so sick and tired of it. This game doesn't even seem fun anymore. It seems boring. It's not fun. It's gotten to the point where it's just useless to continue playing this game. And I just don't know what else to, say it as. Am I ready to quit Disney Speedstorm? No, not really. I want to continue making Disney Speedstorm content for a lot of you guys. I want to continue playing Disney Speedstorm as a enjoyment thing. But I just can't do that. I can't do that because of what Gameloft is doing to the platform. I've just gotten so sick and tired of it. It's not fair. It's not fair to very many of the people who are still on that platform, especially for those who are trying their very, very hardest to become a free to play player and try their best to at least take advantage of the game in the best way possible without spending a single dime. But because of the fact that this is what Disney Speedstorm is currently doing for their platform, it's just the end, I guess, for Disney Speedstorm. It's the end for them. And I love Disney a lot. I love Disney Speedstorm a lot. I love playing with Figment on Disney Speedstorm. I love to experience
a good portion of Disney Speedstorm, no matter the time of day, no matter the time of night. But I'm just losing it now. I've lost it all. I have lost every single piece of joy and hope and the feeling of just being able to be there for other people and just have fun, whether it's on regulated, ranked, or just playing on a special event. It's just not there anymore. And that's just it. There's nothing else to really say except why Gameloft? Why? Why must you torture your players like this? Why must you torture those free to play players? Why aren't you giving them the respect that they deserve because of you just slamming these players with so much money? Why should we as players be spending a single damn dime on you because all you want to do is take money out of our wallets because you think that paying to win is the only option. I'm just telling you right now, Gameloft, that is not the option. I'm just letting you know that is not the option. Your option is to run the game a little bit better and stop forcing players to pay for mid-season characters or just in general. You need to stop. I don't care how much you think it's a good idea. It's not. I'm just being honest. It's not a good idea. It's literally one of the stupidest ideas you can ever think of. And I genuinely hope in the freaking future, if this game continues to live on for a long more period of time, I hope that you make good changes and start listening to your community because what you're doing is the exact opposite and we're not appreciating it one bit. And neither am I, and neither are the many players who are now on the urge and on the edge of quitting Disney Speedstorm forever because of what you are doing behind our backs.